morning again, gentlemen.
Morning again.
Hi.
Right, Stuart's just going to do a film of some of this.
Yeah, lovely job.
We'll pixelate you. Right, well, good morning.
Good morning.
We got a little bike here. We're going to just talk about bike maintenance. It's not a mechanics course. I wouldn't lower myself to those standards. Take all your scruples away. But it's about maintaining bikes. It's about what to look for. I'll explain how things work. If you understand how things work, it's not a technical sort of how things work. We'll do it, quite easy. Then you can understand some of the myths and some of the things that people tell you. You think, no, that's wrong. That's if you can just get a little understanding on things. So, but it will help you. It will help you maintain your bike. And a lot of it is easier than you think.
Right.
Right. So the first thing is the contact on the ground is your tyres. So it's always good to look after your tyres, isn't it, Stuart?
Yeah.
Is a simple demonstration of right. You've got a bike which is 100 miles an hour, and that is your contact on the road. That's it. So compared to your foot, you're doing 100 miles an hour on that. That's all that's contacting the ground. The best tyre on the road is a slick tyre. Formula One. That's stupid. Slick tyres until it rains.
Yeah.
So the tread is only to get rid of water. That's always there and cool the tyre down. Things like that. So if you've got if you have no tread, you have no water dispersant. So it'll just trap water. Aluminium, steel or aluminium brass, they just corrode, and then you can't get them off. Yeah. We've taken so many off with the hats on, just to take them off. So you can't
Just the box standard plastic ones.
Plastic ones. They do them with plastic inserts. Other thing that I find quite useful if you're not going out there measuring the tyres all the time, is you have these little things. And what they do is they change from green to red when the pressure drops. Yeah. And when you're ready to go out on your bike, you put your gear on, put everything else on. You think, check the tyres. Cursory walk past it. It's fine. Done tyres. We'll move on to chain. Lots of people say chains. How do you adjust them? How do you clean them? How do you know? So what I'll do is I'll show you how a chain works, and then you can make your own. So what you've got is you've got about 150 times 2 bearings in that chain, and you've got to keep those lubricated. Now the bearing is that bit that goes in there. Okay, that's all it is that pin goes in there, and that is full of grease. If you want to try cleaning your chain and washing that grease out, good luck getting it back in, because you can't. So there's little O-rings, and they seal against that surface there.
All right.
So when that goes against there, it squashes up and tight. So every single one has an O-ring.
Yeah.
Then somebody came up with a brilliant idea. Why don't we put 2 O-rings instead of having 1 O-ring? We'll put 2 O-rings together, so there's twice as much surface area to stop the grease and everything coming in, and that's what they call X-ring.
I've seen the X-ring
because when you look at the profile of it, it's like a figure of 8. So some clever marketing person said, we'll call it an X-ring, but all it is are 2 O-rings squashed together, slack to it. These pull the spindle back.
Okay.
Yeah.
You've got little lines that you can work on.
Yeah.
Now, people say, but they can count the threads and things like that. What you're assuming is that nobody's changed those for different ones. Nobody's modified them. Nobody's cut them off.
Yeah.
Nobody's done anything to them. And the manufacturing tolerance is exactly the same.
Yeah.
It's all a bit, if you're relying on that, then you're relying on a lot of lot of things that
Yeah.
someone else has done.
You're presuming a lot.
You are presuming a lot.
Yeah.
I used to measure that bit.
That's it.
From the washer to the back of the thing.
Yeah. 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 Providing
Yeah.
that manufacturers manufactured that
Yeah.
in that tolerance,
Yeah.
and that's if you get it right, you can put the lines on and do that. Some bikes are really accurate. Some bikes are very good and really accurate. Once it's in line, don't forget to take the slack up before you start, because this one might have 2 turns before it brings the slack in, and that one hasn't got any. So you're going to be pulling one side.
Yes,
and
the
other.
danger is you're going to skew the wheel, aren't you?
Yeah, that's the thing is and then you start wearing the tyre, and you start wearing the chain, because the chain is offset to the sprocket,
Yeah,
things like that. So
you're
you
not
start
going to get an
to wear.
efficient line on your sprocket.
No,
then.
that's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's right. And then once it's done, then tighten the wheel back up, and that's it. And
But then of course you need to get the right torque on it, don't you? On a
tight.
tight. You're not doing it to any particular pound per square inch.
You can tight.
Yeah.
Tight.
That's the key word.
Tight.
Tight.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Not over tight, just tight.
Yeah.
Tight as a wheel nut on a car.
Right.
Brake calipers. Brake calipers are obviously a motorbike is a car turned inside out.
Yeah.
So that's it. It has all the same gadgets in it. You just take the clothes off it and just turn it inside out, and then expose everything to the outside world. Chains, brakes, engine, everything's outside. In a car, it's all enclosed. It's the same internal.
Unless you've got a goal wheel.
That's right. Yes, unless it's all unless it's. But essentially, brake calipers. What happens is you've just got a piston gets fluid inside and pushes the piston out.
Yeah.
When they change brake pads, you go to the garage, and all they do is they just push that back inside, and all the dirt and everything else goes into there, and then you end up with
It's slightly piston.
seized.
Oh, seized.
You
Yeah,
cannot
even
move
worse.
them. They are absolutely seized solid, and all that's happened is that the dirt and everything's got in there. It's corroded in there, and you can't get those out. They are solid. The only way to get them out is drill them out and smash them out. But
It's just cheaper to change them.
It's a new caliper,
Yeah.
because they're so corroded. And all it is that there's 2 little seals. One's a dust seal and one's a pressure seal, and it takes the pressure of the hydraulics to clamp that. And when it clamps it, it seals it. And when you release the pressure, the rubber pulls that back and releases the brake. If it doesn't, your brakes bind.
Yeah.
And then your brakes heat up.
Yeah.
It gets worse. Your brakes heat up. It gets worse. Brakes heat up, and it gets hotter and hotter and hotter, and it starts binding and binding until until you can't push the bike anymore. So when you change the pads, toothbrush and soap in water. Don't use WD-40. Don't use any of that. Don't just. I use this from Traeger, which is like a grease lifter.
There we go.
And anything like that. And
Yeah.
it's just water and a toothbrush or something like that. And then just give it a clean. Just give it a clean out. And that's as good as any. It's safe for the seals. It's safe for all the things around. I'd always recommend a mirror and a torch. Whenever you're working on a bike, useful things: oil can, rag, mirror and a torch. The reason why is because, can you see the loose bolt? No, you can't. Yes, you can now, right? You see what I mean? You've now focused on that loose bolt. So when you're looking for things, look at it with a concentration of this.
Yeah.
So the torch.
Yeah, you're not looking at the whole
We're
wheel.
not looking at the whole thing
Yeah.
because you
That's
won't
a good idea.
you won't see the whole picture. So what you can do is just use a torch and then check things over. Oh, that's what you paid for it. That's what you paid for it. Don't. Right? And this is the reason why. Is that's the master cylinder and that's the brake caliper. Okay. And as your brake pads wear, that's what happens, right? So what happens when you top that up, and then and then you put new brake pads in, overflows.
Yeah.
That's an indication that this has taken more fluid
Yeah.
to compensate for the brake pads.
Right.
So
So
it's
this
almost
is
telling
telling
you that you need new brake pads.
It's an indication. Or check them.
Yeah.
Don't keep topping this up.
Yeah.
So what that does is that sets it to 0, and then when you lift it up, it checks the sag and the sag of the bike to how much it squashes down.
Doesn't that make a difference when you're sitting on the bike though?
That's right. Yeah, I mean that's the
That's
thing.
when-
Is what you do is the sag is from the natural position.
Yeah.
Right. So from there,
Yeah.
and then when you sit on the bike,
You do this.
it
I'm
should
sorry.
go-
You do that off the stand with the tyre on the floor, and
Well, what you do is you take the bike off,
Yeah.
take the bike off the stand, you lift it up to its maximum, like so there's no weight on it,
Yeah.
and then you set that to 0. You then let the bike naturally sag,
Mm-hmm.
and then you sit on it, and then you see how much it sits down,
Yeah.
and then you measure those, and it
Yeah.
should be at about 3/4 of the travel. So the idea is that you've got 25% going that way when the bike goes up, and then you've got 75% of it going down because
Right.
the weight of you, the bike, and everything else is going down. So you generally set it at about 75%. So then each 2 volts each. It's as strong as the weakest link, your battery. So it's that battery is as powerful as that. Doesn't matter. Every single cell has to be good. If there's one cell that's down, it's the weakest link with your battery. So people say to us, how long does a battery last? It can last a year, it
yeah,
can last 5 years, it can last, The important thing is we find that the terminals become loose, and then the bike starts running rough. We get it in this, it's misfiring, it's not doing, somebody's changed the battery and they've
Not timed it up.
timed them up and
Yeah.
they're rattled loose.
okay.
Just use Vaseline on all electrical connections. If you've got anything that's got a plug on it, anything that's got a plug on it,
And again, it doesn't need to be branded Vaseline because
Yeah,
anything
yeah.
that is petroleum jelly is
Yeah.
the same.
Yeah.
So
that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. So when you put the plug in there, it's sealed, and just put that in it.
And because that's liquid, you're touching electrics. There's no issue with that.
No, it's sealed. It stopped the water from going in.
Right.
it's oil based.
It's oil based.
Yeah.
You just